So once you've done your first row of square knots on both sides of your bag, you want to lie them side by side or hook them onto whatever you're using side by side. The only thing you need to make sure is that the lark's head knots are facing the same way. So you'll notice that they look slightly different on the back. So just make sure that both are facing the same ways, just so that your bag looks kind of unified on both sides. So I've got my 2 halves in my bag here. I've hooked them onto something so they can't move. And now it's time for us to start attaching them together and doing that kind of netted effect with the square knots. So I'm going to just line them up a little bit more. And I'm going to take the 2 strings on the end here, so the ones right on the edge of this half, and I'm going to pop the rest to the side. And then I'm going to do the same on the other half of the bag. So take these 2 here, they're right on the end, and pop the rest to the side. I'm going to tie a square knot. So this is me attaching the 2 halves of the bag together. So again, as before, I've got the 2 working ones in the middle, and then I'm going to tie these ones around it. And I'm going to, this time, instead of bringing the knot right up underneath, I'm going to leave about a 5 centimetre gap. So it's exactly the same knot, square knot, but I'm going to stop there. I'm going to do my other half of the square knot to finish it. And again, just pull it up underneath. So I've got a little bit of a gap. So that is now our 2 halves of the bag attached together. So now what you want to do is, going to the left first, you're going to work your way along, doing another row of square knots in line with this knot you just did. So you want to make sure that the gaps are the same throughout the bag, and that's going to kind of guarantee the success of the bag. So I've got picked my next 4 strings, so I've just literally gone 1, 2, 3, 4, the next 4, and I'm going to tie a square knot. And I'm going to match it up to that one we just did. So stopping about there, looks about right. Do the other half. And I'm going to pull it tight. There we go. And then again, the next 4, there's 2 and 2. And now you'll kind of see that we're actually kind of taking 2 from each group, you know, the groups that we made before, we're kind of merging them now. And that's what gives you that lovely netted look on the bag. So I'm just going to work my way along. Again, just making sure that's in line. Now when you get to the end, you'll notice you've got 2 spare, and you can't really tie a square knot with just 2. So we're just going to leave those ones out to the side, and they'll be the 2 that will end up bringing the bag together. So that's absolutely fine that you've got 2 spare there. That's what we should have. If you don't have that, then that's a worry. So make sure you've got 2 extra strings and you just want to leave them put at the moment. Don't do anything with them. So I've done 1 half. I'm going to go back to the middle where I joined the 2 halves together. You can see here. And now we've got to go that way. So obviously I've got to do the full bag. So I've got to do the same row, carry on that row across the other half of the bag. So I'm just going to take 4 and do my square knot and bring it up to the same height as that one in the middle. So when you get to the end there, you should also have 2 spare strings on this side. So if you look at your bag at the moment, you've got 2 here and 2 here, and they are not tied in knots in this row here. They're just spares, and that is good if you have that you're kind of doing well, you're doing good. So we want to carry on this knotted pattern throughout the bag. So we want to do another row of square knots underneath these ones. So I'm going to go to the right hand side. I'm going to take 2 strings and I'm going to pop them to the side as well, just like these ones. And then I'm going to take the next 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to tie a square knot below, about the same distance again, from that distance there below. So it's going to start making a kind of diamond effect. So do my square knot. And then again, I'm going to pick the next 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4. And now I'm going to match this knot to that one, so same kind of line again. And carry on along the whole bag, doing another row of square knots. And you should begin to see this diamond pattern emerging. You see there? So each time you do a knot, you're kind of splitting the groups and then pairing them with another one to get this diamond pattern. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've got 2 groups and bringing them together. And I'm going to do another knot. Make sure it's in line with that one. And then just keep going. So I've done my third row. I've gone all the way along one half and all the way along the second half, kind of keeping them in line the whole way. And I get to the end and I have 2 spare. So that's good. I'm going to pop them to the side along with these ones. And I should have now 4 spare on either side, like that. And that's good because we're going to link the whole bag together, kind of bring it round into a circle, and these are the cords that we're going to use to make that kind of circular bag shape. So we've got 8 rows in total to do. We've done 3, so there's 5 to go. So we're going to do another row below that one there, and again we want the same spacing. So I'm going to take 2, I'm going to pop them to the side, we don't need them, and I'm going to take the next 4 and do my knot. And then we're just going to travel along, just as before, making that nice diamond shape by knotting all the pieces together. So again, I've got all the way to the end of that row, and I have 2 spares, so I pop them to the side. So now I have 6. And again, row below, you're going to take the 2 on the end, pop them to the side, and then start with the next 4. And then travel all the way back along. And we're going to do this again until you've got 8 rows. So we've got 4 at the moment, so another 4.